connecting your brain and body with interactive games and tests. Why is there no physical activity in today's health physical? Trazer is an holistic technology used to rehabilitate, prevent falls, and improve sport performance. Trazer reports provide you, your clinician, your physical therapist, or athletic trainer objective data to make decisions on your health and performance over time. Measure what matters to change your game. Take the Trazer Challenge. Confidence, growth, connected by Trazer.
Ball gets out pretty well, so does Rogers Gatherings to it. Ward once again to the sideline.
At Fusion Sport, we're all about driving human performance. We develop and support a range of technologies all designed to assist people to be their best. SmarterBase is used by hundreds of elite sporting organisations across the globe, and more recently has been used by the military and performing arts as well.
Our SmarterBase technology has at the heart of it an integrated and connected philosophy. What's different about SmarterBase is that it's truly flexible and self-engineerable. That really puts the power into our customers' hands, and it allows them to use it in unique ways that perhaps we haven't even thought of.
Between ourselves and the rest of the field, but here comes Jimmy Stone.
What is going on, everybody? Man, Eric Wilson here on a Monday night, the Monday before Thanksgiving, and we've got a jam-packed show, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get the entire crew in here, plus some special guests, and we'll get right down to business. Really quick, hold on. I got to make one quick phone call before we start. I apologize. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on. Sorry. Travis. Hey, man, it's Eric. Jason told you I was going to call him. Yeah. Just wanted to say thank you. Really appreciate what you did for us yesterday. Thank you for reminding the world that the walking piece of mediocrity that is the Dallas Cowboys still exists. Happy Thanksgiving. Look forward to seeing y'all later. Okay. Now that I said that and got that out the way, let me go ahead and get the crew in here. Of course, our queen of hoops, Miss Megan Price, is in the building. Hi, Megan.
Yeah, hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm getting through. I've had to answer tags and texts and all kinds all day. I didn't answer nothing yesterday.
Listen, I didn't bother you. Hey, I'm just saying. I just, want to see how you do. I'm checking in. I got to do a check-in with you. You are the queen of hoops, supporting your San Antonio Spurs. So,
Always.
much love to you. Let me go ahead and say it again. Every Tuesday night, my man, Mr. Ty Ray's in the building. What's up, Ty? Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
Man, it's such a beautiful. I had a great weekend. 49ers won. Dallas lost.
Mm-hmm.
They'll keep pounding whatever it is that jump they lost. It's a pretty good weekend, man. What can I say? Packers lost. Let's go.
All right. So let me go ahead and get our special guest in here. First off, my brother, the future, Dr. Jarrell Hester from Jarrell's Journals in the building. He's back. What's up, Jarrell?
Oh, man, I miss y'all, man. How y'all been?
What's good, brother? How are you?
Doing good. How everybody doing, man?
What's up, man?
I'm good. It was a rough weekend, but I'm here.
Megan,
I'm showing up. I'm answering everybody. I'm showing up.
It was a rough weekend for somebody else too on this panel too, but I'm just gonna leave that.
Megan's just here so she don't get fired, even though she don't get paid yet. Let me get a sports reporter without pay up in here. My man, Mr. Ray Lynn's in the building. What's up, Ray Lynn?
Eric, it's Thanksgiving week and you started to show off super petty. I like it.
No, man, you got this dude here tonight. Hey, kick him off, Eric.
Eric, somebody was smelling the air and talking about how good of a weekend they had. How those Tar Heels do this weekend?
Oh,
the same way those Lions did.
That's normal for us. Let's move on.
Well, you asked the question. You asked the question and I answered it. So,
all right. Let me get my final guest in here, and he's not even a guest. This is my brother. And he is about as loyal to his team as I am to mine. So, Mike Carritenuto. What's up, Mike?
Look, man, there's a lot of facts that came out yesterday. Ty, congrats to your Niners for beating Jacksonville. I mean, your guy got punched in the face, but that's cool.
Who got punched in the face?
Wait, no, the guy I don't know. There was some little fight there. It was great. But anyway,
hey, we're gonna talk about that. Just give it.
No. I'm in the football game. There's a little scrum. But anyway, I know the basketball thing. But I'll say this: I was already pissed from Saturday night, late night. I mean, I know you guys were all in bed by the time ASU finished up. But I was watching that. Well, that's because you have no taste in West Coast football. Then Utah, who's a very good team, beat Oregon. So there goes the Pac-12 in that. Anyway, getting to Sunday. Look, Eric, congrats on your Eagles winning. Like I told you earlier. But there's something I do learn. There's something we do know because I thought about this a lot, especially after the best team in football won yesterday. That'd be the Arizona Cardinals, hands down. So I can't wait to hear arguments on that. But the Cowboys, it was frustrating. But, Megan, there's a lot to smile at, too, because the Chiefs, who everybody's saying they're back, only got 19 points on a decimated team. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm happy.
That's the only positive. That's the only positive.
I like it.
That's Eric, it. They're averaging 36 points a game, and we kept them at 19. And is there anything else positive to say? I can't think of nothing.
Oh, I can't.
So this is my
your text today. I appreciated your text today, Eric. It was very nice of you. Good victory.
I did. I had to show. Listen, I had to show love.
I got a question.
Sure, please.
How come everybody else came on here and said one line and my man wrote a whole essay?
Because you guys all added to the fuel, smarty pants.
I'm just asking, man. I mean, everybody else said 1-2 sentences, and you come on here with a 5-page love letter like Aaliyah.
I'm gonna be with Ray Lynn. What'd your Tar Heels do? Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Ray Lynn. Thank you.
The same thing your Cowboys did yesterday.
Yeah.
We lost.
Okay.
We got a better record than the Niners. Enjoy looking up the Cardinals in the standing.
Y'all keep playing like that. You won't make it very long, so don't worry about it.
Before we get to football, it did come down today based on what happened the other night between the Lakers and the Pistons.
I think that was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
LeBron James and Isaiah Stewart. We saw what happened. We heard all about it all day today, but the suspensions have come down, and I want to get y'all's reaction to this. So LeBron got suspended 1 game. Isaiah Stewart got suspended for 2 games. Why? How is that? I don't see that as being fair, in my opinion. So
how is it not fair?
Well, because LeBron was the one who threw the elbow, in fact, injuring Isaiah Stewart. Now, Isaiah Stewart's reaction to what happened, I think, was over the top, somewhat uncalled for. It seemed like it went from an NBA to a WWE event as he tried to get around security, teammates, coaches, and others to try to get to LeBron. But once he ran into DeAndre Jordan, he kind of backed off. But I feel like LeBron was the one who did what he did, but is getting a lesser charge.
So can I ask a question?
Please.
So whatever LeBron did, it happened during the course of the game, right?
Correct.
What this dude drinking the whole orange juice? Come on, man.
Hey,
like so whatever LeBron did, it happened in between the lines. Whatever dude was running around trying to do, to me that ain't had nothing to do with basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like he running around trying to get it. Like he did it 2 or 3 times where they kind of got him under control. And then my thing is this: when it first happened, him and LeBron was face to face. If he really wanted to do something to LeBron, he would have did it right then and there. Don't wait till everybody come over there and start grabbing you. Like that's some. I don't know if I want to say. I was going to use a choice of words, but I ain't going to use
Ty, but people jumped in front of
that's like some hoe stuff. Where I'm from, that's what we would say. That's some hoe stuff.
Okay,
Right.
but if you think about this, he wasn't leaking at the time that he was standing in front of LeBron. He didn't start leaking until after that, and that's when his reaction came. I'm not saying what he did was right, and I actually agree with the suspension, but maybe his reaction was delayed because he didn't realize he was leaking yet.
Man, if you hit me and I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right then and there. I'm not going to wait until everybody come over there. And then, once they grab you and then they get you over here and then you break loose and you run across and you throwing people like, come on, man. Like this basketball, this ain't
Ty, hold on. But you're right. You said it. It's basketball. And look, I'm not saying guys aren't tough. Guys can't. It's not that they're not tough, but they're not hockey players. Baseball fights and basketball fights, like they want to throw one punch, and except for a select few from a generation or so ago, as Eric knows, like Barkley, Mahorn, those guys didn't want to wait. They didn't care. Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson, that fight, like they were just going to throw. But basketball players in this day and age, they ain't hockey players. So
what does that have to do with it, though?
Because what he's saying is hockey players,
they don't want to fight
players
anyway.
When they wear gloves, they going at it.
Drop it and go. It's in.
But that's what I'm. But that's. I mean,
basketball players don't want to do that. We all know that.
But that's what I'm saying, though. If he was going to do something, he would have did it.
Okay, go ahead.
But hold on, I don't know if that like people, this old head get off my lawn thing. We're like this new generation is soft. They don't even want to fight. Well, the punishment is so severe, though. Like
right.
If those guys would have literally broke into a fist fight, you talking 10, 15, 20 games for a little fist fight, right? They encourage it in hockey. They don't put you in the box for 5 minutes and then let you go back out and play that game. So when you go, they're not hockey players. Well, they encourage it in hockey. We know they be capping in basketball. Don't nobody really want to fight. Them dudes gonna go to dinner after the game. Like all that stuff Isaiah Stewart did was 100% cap. Ty already hit on it. Like they was face to face. He looked them in the face and was like, And then when they started getting in between them, he doing all this extra, like you said. It was WWE. It was promo. It was all cap. All that just to get suspended. He deserved to get suspended 2 games. Again, what LeBron did, you could chalk that up to in the flow of the game. Dirty play, flagrant 2, eject him from the game and give him 1 game. I'm okay with that. All that extra stuff Buddy was doing, man.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I felt like LeBron should be suspended a game. And Isaiah Stewart, his reaction is what got that. If he would have held it together, then he would have had no suspension.
But Megan, you just said it.
I agree, but because none of us can say in the heat of the moment what we would do, really.
So okay. So if Jarrell hit me and he hit me, he catch me one time, I'm a square up on him, but then I might back off. But then if I start noticing like he broke a tooth or there's blood coming out my mouth, I might react differently after the fact.
So I got a question for you real quick, Eric.
A ton of questions tonight.
Because I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it down in a different terms, right? So let's say me and you get into an altercation, right?
Yes. And
the police have to come. When the police come, you're irate. You're going crazy. They can't get you under control. Who are they going to handcuff first? Me or you? They probably going to handcuff you and throw you in the back of the car because they can't get you under control. So I mean, that's the reason why you fine them almost $1 million. I think you got fined $950,000. That's the reason why. That's why you get suspended for 2 games because you're so out of control. Nobody can control you. You're running around like you're at that point. You're kind of dangerous.
Yeah, and that's something that not everybody else is talking about is that fine right there, that $950,000. And for him, that's 25%. That's 25% of his salary, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So I mean, I'm gonna say this: he may not have reacted right,
Now,
and
real quick,
I really think
I broke down the video.
Jarrell, my brother, you cutting in and out, but keep going. We're gonna try and get you.
Okay. Can y'all hear me? I saw you talking back. That's why I stopped. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So I broke down the video and I saw a couple of different things. The first thing, did y'all notice the level at which LeBron is a clean player for the most part, but did you see the level at which he threw the elbow? When you're trying to get somebody off you, it's kind of
calling it an elbow. It was clearly a punch.
It was a punch. Yeah.
It was clearly right. Exactly. So we're on the same level, right? So that was it was dirty to me. That was a dirty play. Regardless of the type of player LeBron is, that was a dirty play. Now, when my man realized what would happen, I think something was said in the midst of everybody gathering that really ticked him off outside of the blood showing, because that's what it looked like. It escalated. It wasn't necessarily that he was capping that, all his people around him. I think it was something that was said inside of the teams gathering together. Now, the other thing I noticed, I really love, LeBron didn't want no smoke at all. I think I was inside of his head. I can hear everything LeBron was thinking. All I can, matter of fact, Eric, you know what he was thinking, bro?
What?
You can't stop the rain when it starts to pour. He didn't want no smoke. That fine is ridiculous, man. That fine is ridiculous. He didn't touch nobody. I know people outside said he touched some officials, in the back, but the fine ridiculous, not for no punches to be thrown. I can understand that. I would love a lesser fine. Time out of being played is all right. I think LeBron should get a little bit more though.
Get a little bit more for what?
Cool.
It's also worth noting how much the Lakers were down going into the fourth quarter when this popped off too. Remember that part?
Hey, but I'm just saying, when we ever seen somebody get more than that for a flagrant two?
No, I agree.
Go ahead, Raylan.
So, question again: the aftermath is what makes this a thing. All that stuff Isaiah Stewart did to me was just like Jimmy Butler the other night. Like you were standing right next to the guy you got all this beef with. You were the first one in his face, and then when everybody come around, you got all this extra. But if all that didn't happen, like if the only thing that happened was they tussled, just same thing, the free throw. LeBron lifts his arm up and punches it. It wasn't no elbow, it was a punch. He watch the video. It's his fist that catches him in the mouth, right? Or in the mouth and the eye. He got this whole area. If that's all that happens, they give LeBron a flagrant 2 and they eject him. Are we talking about LeBron should get more?
Maybe because it's a punt. So. Either way, he still hit him hard with his hand. LeBron can say all he wants that, he didn't mean to do it. I'm with Ty and Eric on this, Raylan. If you turn around,
hold on. First off, Ty and Eric are on two separate sides of this.
Yeah, we definitely.
No, but what they're saying, but they both said the same thing.
You're on the opposite side of LeBron. I know that.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying either way. If you turn around and he says he's trying to get loose of his elbow, whatever. LeBron says he didn't mean it. If you hit me in the face like that and draw blood, and I know fighters have always said this, and I know Stewart was a boxer too when he was younger. And fighters always say there's something about when somebody cuts you and you taste your blood that sets you off. I'm not saying Stewart's right, but I'm sorry. I'm with you 100%, Ty, but people got in front of LeBron. DeAndre Jordan was in front of LeBron right away. They were talking by the line, but DeAndre Jordan walks over right away and was in the middle. I'm just saying it's not – I said earlier it's not hockey because you're right. If I'm Stewart, I grab LeBron's jersey and I punch him square back in the face and take the suspension. Because that's the issue with it. But LeBron still hit him and blooded him. He didn't mean it. Man,
but my question
I like what Jarrell brought up, that maybe something was said in the middle of that. Like, y'all remember when Myles Garrett hit Mason Rudolph with his own helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? But they got all them mics out there and nobody heard him say it though.
Yeah. Okay. I can read some lips. I can't read a lot of what people are saying, but I tell you what, when a certain word comes out of somebody's
mouth, you saying that Mason Rudolph didn't say that? I'm pretty sure most of
I'm not saying he didn't say it, but what I'm saying is it's for one. I'm gonna just say this about that situation. If it's just funny how if something like that happened and that was said to me in the press conference or in the post game, that would be the first thing that comes out of my mouth. He said X, Y, Z, so I did this.
Right.
It wasn't really until the next day I don't believe that Myles Garrett was saying like, "Oh, he said this and said it." Like I would have.
Okay. Okay.
That's just my opinion. But I mean, did he? I don't know if he said it or not.
I'm just kind of the opinion myself, and then a lot of people. The narrative that I hear is that people believe Myles Garrett, and they believe that Mason Rudolph said that. So maybe something was said in the middle of this for Stewart to react that way.
Go ahead, Drew.
Hold on. A key factor. And this is most research that I've done against different cases in all sports. In each factor, especially with the Rudolph case, especially in the Rudolph case, there is a determining factor in sentencing on the reaction of the player. Remember, Rudolph started it with the elbow to the groin. Same thing with LeBron. That's why I said LeBron deserves a heftier fine or example, because he is like Mr. Untouchable in the NBA. Mm-hmm. He started that. It was not clean. It's not clean. So I think he needs a heftier fine as an example, and then everything else is pretty much good.
All right, we're gonna move past this. I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts on it, and I appreciate everyone chiming in for this.
Could y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Mm-hmm. We got you. So let's move over to the NFL. And of course, I already made the call, so I'm good. So Mike and Megan, you might be a little hurt.
Now you good. Bye.
But the Chiefs held the Cowboys to 9 points. Now, the text that I sent Mike today, in the spirit of trying to be a good fan, and it is the holidays, and I was trying to be a nice guy because my team won and his team lost, was simply this, okay? The Cowboys are 7-3, and two of the losses that they lost to are the last year's Super Bowl teams, right, both on the road by a combined 12 points. So I say all that to say they're still first in the NFC least. They're probably going to win the division, although if my team turns it around like they're going to, there's a possibility, but I'm not putting the cart before the horse. You see I'm still wearing black. But the Cowboys have shown that in close matchups against Super Bowl teams, previous Super Bowl teams, they come up short. This is the type of caliber of team you're going to face in the postseason. So, Mike, Megan, everybody else, should the Cowboys make it to the playoffs, can they handle playing against these top-tier teams? That is my question.
Yes, they can.
I think in week one, we proved we could, but
you didn't win.
But we were competitive. We were competitive, and we didn't lose until the very last second of the game. This game was over before halftime. And out of those 9 points, there was no touchdown. And I think that's the biggest thing that I feel concerned about was not, we're supposed to be a high-powered offense, and they shut us down offensively completely. We did have some missing pieces, but I don't think that was everything there. I literally said last week that I wasn't ready to say what I gauge my team yet until this matchup. And this matchup showed me a lot. There's still holes in our defense. CD left the game with a concussion. Zeke probably has a high ankle sprain. Like, they just beat up on us on both sides of the field. So I think that really says a lot right there. Now, if we play like how we played the Bucs, then that's not a loss that I feel so bad about, because we played them well. We just didn't win the game. And it was still like a 3-point loss. And it didn't happen until the very end. This loss hurts. And
go ahead, Megan, finish up. And then I want to go before I let Mike go off, because I know he's going to, but go ahead. This raises tons of concerns for me, because as we know, the Chiefs play better in the second half of the season. And we're going to be looking at like Green Bay. There's a few others that are real serious that we're going to be having to play that first round. I do think Philly has a chance to slide in on a wild card, but I still think we win the division. But
I don't know. I'm real concerned. And it's kind of starting to look like we won't make it out the first round. But I don't know yet as far as that. I want to have faith in my team, but I didn't like what I seen yesterday. That's for sure.
Before I let Mike go, Raylan, please give me your thoughts on yesterday's game between the Chiefs and the Cowboys.
I mean, I guess because Dallas is Dallas, they're always a hot topic, right? And fans overreact one way or another. Like their fans go crazy when they shouldn't, and haters just they love this kind of stuff. So if I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, right, I look at yesterday and I go, we were missing key pieces on offense, like a lot of key pieces. We couldn't get the passing game going at all. So now they're stacking the box, and we can't run the ball either. So we really can't do anything. The silver lining is we held the Kansas City Chiefs to 19 points.
Right.
Like this is the Kansas City Chiefs we talking about. Like I think Mahomes went for like 260, no touchdowns and 1 interception. So if you're gonna hang your hat on something, you go. We went into Arrowhead. Our offense couldn't get going, but we didn't let them explode on us either, right? So you talking like you said, two of your losses are to Tampa Bay and Kansas City. I think their other loss was to Denver, if I'm not mistaken, right? You have some quality wins. They stomped a mud hole in Philly, right? They're dominating the division. They beat Carolina. Who else did they beat that's really good? They beat another really solid team. So they got some solid wins. I mean, like, it's no shame in losing to Tampa Bay and Kansas City, especially the way they lost. If you can go into Arrowhead, and the Chiefs had just started getting it rolling. Look at their last couple of games. Their defense been lights out, but Mahomes lit it up the last 2 games. And you go in there and make him look how he'd been looking early in the season, even worse. Again, no touchdowns, 1 interception, only 260. You can be proud of that. Be proud of what your defense did and go, man, we had all offense there. That would have been a better game. So if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm encouraged after that game.
Okay. All right. So, Mike, I know, you chomping at the bit to say something. Let me just run down the list real quick. So you did beat the LA Rams in SoFi Stadium on that last second field goal. Yes, you just bully beat us down in Jerry World. You beat Carolina only by 8, though. You whooped up on the Giants. You went to overtime with New England in Gillette Stadium, pulled up that victory.
You mean the Chargers?
Yeah, I was going to say, we didn't play the Rams, we played the Chargers.
The Chargers, yes. Cooper Rush beat third cousins, which I ain't even getting into that. And then
did third cousins lose last night?
Nope, he did not, Ty.
No, he won third cousins yesterday, but keep going.
Anyhow, and then you basically dominated Atlanta. So, yeah, those are your victories that you have, sir. But please, your team, you and Megan, Dallas at 7-3.
Raylan, you have the perfect tone to it. You're right, because haters are going to hate. I love I'm sure you've probably seen 20 million memes and the Kevin Hart one where it's like Cowboys haters after they lose and his face is just like this because they have nothing to say and all that good stuff. Look, Megan, you're going negative Nancy like you have been on Trayvon Diggs, which, again, you made me dig into numbers, and it's not all his fault. And as you noticed yesterday, Raylan, you did make a good point. And Megan, you did too, 19 points. Mahomes didn't throw over in Trayvon Diggs' area except for 2 times. And one, when he was coming over, got tipped, and Diggs was about a yard away from an interception. If the ball didn't get tipped and slowed down, he probably actually gets to it because it got, or I should say, tipped and redirected. But anyway, look, Dak Prescott is his completion percentages is about 12.5 points higher when one person's on the field. And it was Eric, the person I talked about week 1 that had his way with Jason Pierre-Paul, and that was Tyron Smith. His completion percentage is 11 points higher with Tyron Smith on the field. The running game, to Raylan's point, also a lot better with Tyron Smith on the field on the left side. Now, look, La'el Collins looked lost sometimes yesterday, and I'll give Chris Jones props like I gave Aaron Donald props when he picked up Zach Martin and threw him in the backfield. Chris Jones went through Zach Martin, not as much as he went through everybody else, but he went through Zach Martin twice, like he was not even there, and that's an all-pro guard. So, look, no Tyron Smith, no Eric's other best friend, Amari Cooper, who he knows is huge because he saw that in Minnesota and in Tampa when he lit that secondary up.
When he choked, but okay, go ahead.
But Amari didn't choke. He didn't drop a touchdown in that game. Anyway,
what was he at last night?
He had COVID.
He got COVID.
Hey,
I just said no Tyron Smith, no Amari Cooper.
Vitamin C.
CeeDee Lamb goes out at halftime. Then on the defensive side, like Megan said last week, we still haven't. We only saw 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks of DeMarcus Lawrence. Randy Gregory actually stayed off the suspension list and proved he put in work and was crushing people up front. Micah Parsons from Penn State. Raylan, I didn't know if you know that Micah Parsons is a linebacker from Penn State. He's really good because Eric likes hearing that Penn State linebackers that do well in Dallas. So Micah Parsons was kind of still destroying stuff a little bit. So look, everybody fully healthy. I don't want to play the Cowboys. And it took me till this week to say it when Eric sent that because I was still with you, Megan. I was like, yeah, it's a defense. It's a defense. We all know Dan Quinn changed it. And since it's Thanksgiving week, you're right, Eric. I'll say Mike Nolan's name. I'm glad he has a happy Thanksgiving, not with the Cowboys. So that being said, those pieces not there, yes, it makes a difference. If those pieces aren't there, they do have decent depth, but you can't lose Cooper and Lamb on a receiving core. I said that to everybody yesterday. Take out your top 2 receivers on every team. Guess what? You're not going to complete a lot of passes. You're right. But it is encouraging to see that the defense, Dan Quinn is finally getting it. Leighton Vander Esch looks like the Leighton Vander Esch from his first 2 seasons on the weak side. It's so funny how when you put guys in the right spot, how it works. So it does suck that they lost, but you're right. They go into Arrowhead, and the Chiefs only score 19 points. So, again, things do need to be answered, but they get healthy. They're the second team in the NFC that I don't want to play.
All right. Fair enough. We're moving on because I'm tired of listening to y'all talk about your damn Cowboys. I'm just being real. I am tired of this. So I'm going to give Ty Ray his moment right now because First Cousins beat Aaron Rodgers yesterday. Not to mention his San Francisco 49ers did what they were supposed to do. Travel from the West Coast to the East Coast.
That's what we're supposed to do. Okay.
It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Are you serious? You seriously gonna sit here and argue with me that you weren't supposed to?
Same thing y'all told us when we beat the Falcons. Said we
you're supposed to beat up. Yeah. Just like we were supposed to beat up on the Falcons, and we did. Okay, the Falcons are not. They're not even a tier 5 team right now. Okay, that's what they are. I would put Detroit above the Atlanta Falcons.
Man, didn't somebody this tie with the daggone Detroit Lions and you talking about what people supposed to do? Come on, you gotta stop it, man. And how you gonna put the Falcons above how you gonna put the Detroit Lions above the Falcons when the Falcons just won like 3 or 4 games in a row?
Because I don't care. I tell them I don't like the Atlanta Falcons. But go ahead, Ty. Go ahead, talk
you
about
you just don't like when people doing good.
Matt Ryan. I don't like the
Atlanta Falcons. I said, man, you've been disrespecting my guy all season long. Yep. You just said last week if you had a quarterback that had to drive down the field on a game-winning drive, you would not take Kirk Cousins. He did that yesterday. Like I said in the chat, I mean, if you look at his numbers compared to Aaron Rodgers' numbers yesterday, they're very comparable numbers. Aaron Rodgers was 23 of 33 for 385 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kirk Cousins was 24 of 35, 341 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So, I mean, like I said, man, like I've been saying, Kirk Cousins is not a bad quarterback. Yeah, I'll put him. He's above average. I mean, he's a good quarterback in my opinion. Now it's times where that's not what you've been saying, Eric. You've been saying he's terrible, and I said, Eric, I'm pretty sure you'd rather have Kirk Cousins than your quarterback.
No,
you crazy.
No. You can say crazy if you don't. You say whatever. I will gladly take Jalen Hurts over Kirk Cousins. Gladly.
I guess you just like losing then because you tripping if you take it.
I'm sorry.
Hey, look,
we might be in a.
Jalen Hurts has potential.
But I'm gonna say this: outside of Dallas, everybody on this screen should take Kirk Cousins over their current quarterback.
I see you didn't put Dak in that.
I just said outside of the 2 Dallas fans,
you gonna take Kirk over Jimmy G?
Yes.
And you going okay? So that's fine. So
I would take him over Cam Newton or Sam Darnold or whoever.
Nope.
Yes.
No,
Kirk,
not over Cam.
So Jarrell, you're saying you're not taking him over Cam?
Nope.
Man, Cam was just out the league.
And
we just say anything.
And
I'm taking him over Jared Goff.
Carmelo was out the league how long? But y'all love to shout it out.
Yeah, but I'm not about to sit here and say I'll take Carmelo over LeBron or I'll take Carmelo over. I'm not gonna say this. I'll take Carmelo over daggone John Morant or somebody.
During his suspension, you better take him over LeBron.
Huh?
Kirk Cousins is streaky. He's streaky, man.
He's streaky. Look at the season he's having. Look at his numbers.
Yeah, he's streaky. And man, that'll drop off in the quick.
It'll drop off
every year,
so,
man. Every
like,
year.
so let's go with this idea that Kirk Cousins is streaky. At his worst, he's as good as the best version of Cam Newton you'll ever see.
Cam's been hurt for a while, man. I think we're going to see a different.
Even before he's hurt, he's never been a very good quarterback. Like what are we like?
I think Cam's going to be he's going to be all right. I'm not saying we're not going to be in the hunt for a new quarterback in the future. I think he's going to be all right.
Let me jump on Ty's side real quick, because I've been beating this drum for about 4 or 5 years now that Kirk Cousins might be the most disrespected quarterback in the NFL. Like, when you put the numbers out there, Kirk Cousins is just as good as anybody. Go look up the numbers over the last 5 years. I ain't talking no small sample size. I'm talking about this season back to 2017. Over the course of that time, Kirk Cousins got a higher completion percentage than Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Got more touchdowns than Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if it's all three of them. Passer rating, right up there with those three guys. I know, because I just pulled up on my phone and compared his numbers to those three guys over the last 5 years. Out of those 4 guys, he's second in yards. Like, we live in this age where we base quarterbacks strictly on winning and losing. And the worst thing going for Kirk Cousins is Minnesota had a really good season with who's my man?
Case Keenum, I think.
Case Keenum, and it was like, yo, if they had a legit quarterback, they would be in there. And then they go get Kirk, and then the next year, and people have this idea that it's just plug and play. And if you were this good this year, if you made it in the first round, you're supposed to go to the conference. And it don't work like that, especially not in football. Kirk Cousins is a very good quarterback. A very good quarterback. All of a sudden, when he came to Minnesota, the defense wasn't good no more. Then they one of the best receivers in the league over to Buffalo, right? And instead of listen, man, we got to stop disrespecting Kirk Cousins.
Hey, real quick.
Okay.
And this is
let me go ahead, Jarrell, get yours, because I'm gonna get mine on this one. Please.
Hey, real quick. No, I need some help. What's Kirk Cousins did in the playoffs when it really matters?
He lost the NFC Championship in Philly.
I remember that. What else has he done?
that means he had to make it there.
That was a proven winner when it comes to big time games.
Cam choked in the biggest game of them all, though, Jarrell.
Say what?
Cam choked in the biggest game of them all.
He did not choke. Offensive line
So him not picking up that fumble don't got nothing to do with nothing.
Von Miller killed us.
So Cam, we gonna act like Cam didn't see the ball in front of him, didn't pick it up. Come on, we got to stop.
You're talking about one play where he was going to jeopardize getting smashed.
So one play can't change the outcome of a game, right?
That game was already. We lost that game, man. We got beat bad. All
I'm saying with Kirk Cousins is people love to throw stats in there until I give him back the same stats that they give me. He's top 10 in yards. He has 21 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He's not turning the ball over. He's top 10 in the completion.
What has the outcome been out of?
But what I'm saying is he's top 5 in completion percentage. So he's completing passes. He's not turning the ball over. He's top 10 in yards. He's third in QB rating. Like, what more do you want him to do?
Hey, Jarrell, he also doesn't play defense, though. He doesn't play defense.
Can I rebuttal this whole win?
He's not bad now. I don't dislike Kirk Cousins.
I do. And let me okay, hold on. Let me make my case right quick to everybody on this screen and everybody, the 8 people watching our show right now. I have a personal grudge against Kirk Cousins, okay? So mine stems off the field, all right? This is a man that bet on himself and made $84 million. When you make that kind of money, I was the man screaming from the Raptors when Detroit gave Matthew Stafford 5 years, $100 and some million. I said, that is the most worthless contract I have ever seen, because that man ain't going to get you nowhere. He ain't going to get you in no playoffs. He ain't going to get you. Hold on, let me finish. Everybody had their moment. Let me get mine, all right? And I was like, you need to fix him, because that was the most overrated guy in the world. And I said that about him. I said that about Phillip Rivers. Why? Because they have put themselves in a position to be successful, and they can't get the damn job done. So when I say Kirk Cousins, I have never said Kirk Cousins was a bad quarterback. I've never said that. Have I said he's terrible? Yes. But I have always said he is a good quarterback, but that's all he is. He is a good quarterback. Not very good, not excellent, not damn near perfect, not elite, not a Titan, not an all-star, and damn sure not the GOAT. He is a good quarterback because at the end of the day, I am basing it on the fact that no matter who you put in front of him, who you put around him on the offensive side of the ball, Kirk Cousins does not get the job done. Okay? And yes, that is one side of the ball. That is one side. There's offense, defense, and special teams. I'm not going to sit here and read y'all the fundamentals of football. But what I am going to tell you, when it comes to Kirk Cousins, he can't do anything except win a ring to make me shut my mouth and say he is better than good. That is how I feel. Now, you want to dispute and throw stats and throw everything at me you want? Please give me all the smoke. But at the end of the day, I'm saying it once, I'm going to say it again. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback.
So bottom line, you hating on his bag. Okay. Go ahead, somebody else.
Raylan, you brought up a great point too, because you're talking about, and Ty, you said it too, his completion percentage, this and that. And Eric knows how I feel about this. Yes, I respect what Tom Brady's done. But when you look at a four-year stint, it's the same comparison too, because people used to say a lot of the same things about Alex Smith. When Alex Smith went to Kansas City, do you know for that 4-year stretch he had a higher completion percentage, more touchdowns than Tom Brady, and was right behind Aaron Rodgers? But he got killed for checking the ball down. How did
because he checked down Charlie.
Hold on. How did Tom Brady make 80% or 75% of his passes in New England? You could look their checkdowns, that little quick out route to Welker or Edelman, or the tight ends going short. Tom Brady was the king of, he pushed it down the field sometimes, but guess what? Alex Smith also had less interceptions, but we can't celebrate him like that. To get back to your point about Cousins, Ty, I've always agreed with you. I get what Eric's saying about him being good. He bet on himself, and hey, for any player in any sport, especially football, to do that and get your money, good for you. I say that to every single one of them. Go get yours. But I'm not going to sit there and say that I'm a little less bitter than Eric saying, I think he is better than good. I'm not going to put him in that, top 5. But you look at numbers. Numbers can get swayed a lot of ways too. We all know that. But I will say this is the same thing with Alex Smith and Tom Brady. Alex Smith got crushed for dumping it off, picking up first downs, not throwing interceptions. Oh, but Tom Brady's got to be celebrated. It's the same thing with Kirk Cousins and the guy he played yesterday, and Aaron Rodgers. Cousins will push the ball downfield, but everybody talks about Rodgers' numbers, Brady's numbers, Mahomes, and all this. And great, we get the glitz. I understand it. It's like the same thing that, Jarrell, you're saying with Cam Newton. I don't disagree that Cam Newton wasn't never a good quarterback. The accuracy needed to come along, and it did when North Turner finally got there. But you couldn't tackle Cam in the beginning, and then you give him McCaffrey. I mean, both those guys in their primes is crazy. But Kirk Cousins can win you games. But I'm with you, Eric. If he brings home the ring, then it's a different conversation. But I'm not going to say that all those other quarterbacks, especially when Ty gives us the numbers, when he did the same thing to John with Derek Carr, everybody rips on Derek Carr, and you look at this, it's like, well, he can't play defense. He can only do what he's doing. So I get it with Kirk Cousins. I do. If he were to win a ring in Minnesota, then cool, rock on. I'm not going to say it's going to be in spite of him because he can do it.
But hold on, my beef is like, why do we as fans go if he wins the ring? Like, if I think a guy isn't a good quarterback, winning the ring not going to change my perception. Like, had Carolina won, I still would have said Cam Newton is trash. I'd have said he rode that defense all the way to the Super Bowl. We've seen time after time, and I can just go back in the last 10 years where quarterbacks stormed through the league, dominated, and got to Super Bowls and got dominated by a better defense. We seen it last year with Mahomes. We seen it with Cam Newton. We seen it with Peyton Manning. We seen it with Tom Brady go undefeated. Like, you can't, like, listen, in football, defense wins championships. I've done a blog. I broke down the numbers in the last 40 years that the average ranking defense that won a Super Bowl was 4th in the NFL. You have to have a good defense. Go look at the San Francisco 49ers in the 80s. On average, their defense was in the top 6. Go look at the Patriots from 2000 to 2020. On average, their defense was in the top 8. And then people go, why Aaron Rodgers can't win?
The 90s
why Manning can't win? Go look at their defenses. Aaron Rodgers played with a top 5 defense one time. They were ranked second in the NFL. You know what happened? They won a Super Bowl that year. So when we go, if a guy can win, it'll change my perception. Either you're good or you're not. But winning ain't about how good your quarterback is. I don't know who came up with that, but it ain't.
I agree with you. No, I agree with you. I meant, and I should have rephrased. You're right. people will view it. It will be viewed because of the conversation of winning rings. Look, you can pick on me all you want. Eric knows how I feel. Dan Marino is the best quarterback I ever saw in person.
You never saw Peyton Manning?
No, I saw Peyton Manning in person, but I'm talking about arm strength, talent. Dan Marino is my guy. I'm not saying Peyton Manning's not great, and I did see him in person. It was awesome. But I'm just saying, if I look at it, like when everybody talks about rings, Marino doesn't have a ring, and if we're selecting like an all Hall of Fame team, I'll take Marino as my first quarterback, and I'll put a line in front of him, and like you said, a defense. And you also kind of did forget to mention for Eric the '90s Cowboys defense, because they were absolutely nasty. I can send you highlight stuff if you want, because I'll share it with Eric.
No, we don't agree.
What you gonna send it to us on VHS?
They say Tom Brady to go because he got
I'm just asking.
6 rings. If I was picking my team, we did an all-time draft, it's 5 or 6 quarterbacks that I get to before Tom Brady. I don't care how many rings he got.
Right. All right.
Thank you for letting me get that out my way. I should have made a rant out of it, but that's okay.
That looked like an Eric's rant. It really did.
It did.
And I should have I might just clip that and make that a rant. So
it looked like whatever he got going on over there, some haterade or something, man.
No, it's just bottled water. It's good. But anyhow, let's talk about Mike's second favorite team that is also in Texas, the Texans. Mike, just when you thought you might get safe because they only had 1 win, they wind up and beat the first place AFC Tennessee Titans. Now, listen, it's an AFC South Division game, and as I always say, throw the rule book and everything else out the window because anything and everything is possible. Well, clearly, that happened yesterday. This was just a blip, right? We're not putting too much emphasis on this game yesterday. It was a hiccup. We knew that eventually Tennessee was going to lose one. It just came at the right time for the Texans.
Look, the advantage the Texans had, real quick, in my opinion, is Tyrod Taylor, because he drew on his time from the wonderful city of Buffalo, who I know is struggling today, because I am too. I have no clue what happened there. But anyway, that slosh and that weather, I mean, again, Tyrod was up in Buffalo for long enough to deal with terrible weather. Hey, Tannehill threw 4 picks. He ended it inevitably, I mean, and they were still had a chance to come back. But it is a blip, but look, hey, hats off, man. I forgot to tell you in the text today, I actually got 4 more at tweets saying that the Texans fans were happy that I picked them to go 0-17, and one of them said it's the start of a win streak, that they're going to win out. And I just sent them a smiley face and a thumbs up, because you know what? At this point, let them have hope that they win out. I don't know what to say. I said they'd go 0-17, as everybody here knows. So, but hey, it's a blip for Tennessee. How do they recover? We shall see. But yeah, that weather. I mean, I would have loved to play in that game, just to run about 10, 15 yards as fast as I could and like slip and slide down the field, baby.
All right.
I totally agree with you, bro. That weather was slush, man. He had like you said, 4 picks. He had another turnover. I think they got it back. They didn't score until like the 3rd quarter, and then it was a blimp, like you said, man. I'm not worried about Tennessee. They all right, man.
And I like how Mike Vrabel chose not to put a hoodie on and just get drenched on the whole game to make the feeling even worse for him.
So speaking of Buffalo, and unless anybody else has anything they want to say about the Texans and the Titans before we go on.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Please.
We've seen quite a few of these in the past couple of weeks. Miami went out and beat Baltimore. Washington went out and beat Tampa Bay. My Lions got a tie. We went on 17. We saw, and this ain't even a shot at tie. 49ers beating the Rams, acceptable. The way they beat them, none of us saw that coming, right? So we've seen quite a few games where at any given Sunday,
after somebody was running their lips, but go ahead.
My only problem with Tennessee is any given Sunday, anybody can have an off day. This makes 2 for them. It makes 2. Yeah. You got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. So they lost to the Jets too. So now when you get to the end of the season, you're sitting at 8-3, and for as bad as people thought they was playing, Kansas City sitting right there at 7-4, and you got Buffalo lingering, right? So now when you get down to week 16 and 17, where you might could be resting players and getting healthy, you're going to have to play for seeding. You're going to have to play for position. And games like losses to the Jets and a loss to the Texans, that might come back to haunt them. That might really come back to haunt them. They might wind up playing the divisional round, or who knows, the AFC Championship on the road instead of at home because of weeks like this. So that may come back to haunt them.
Okay. All right.
And I said, I've been telling y'all that they looked better when with Taylor. Like they those first couple of games when they actually won, and then Taylor got injured. Like just how much of an impact he had. I mean, those 2 rushing touchdowns. Like Tyrod Taylor's a good quarterback. Is he a system quarterback? Yeah, he's got to be in the right system. But he is a good quarterback.
Hey, do y'all think that Kansas City is picking up steam, getting back to where they used to be, as far as their offense clicking back together? Because they were not looking the same as last year and the year before, but it looked like it's kind of picking up now, where they can.
I felt like last game he wasn't trying to go for the home runs all game. Like he took what the defense gave him, and I feel like they have been trying to run the ball a lot more. To me, they've been somewhat successful at it too. I didn't look at the numbers from yesterday, but I know the week before they almost ran for 100 yards on the ground, and I know this week they did have Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming back. So I mean, I do feel like that they're starting to figure out that they just can't go throw home runs and throw the deep ball all the time, and they got to get the underneath stuff.
Yeah, I backed off the panic button. They look good. They're getting it together.
So with Indianapolis beating Buffalo and New England winning yesterday, New England is now atop the AFC East, where they have been for the past 2 decades, with a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones. What does this mean for Indianapolis moving forward? And conversely, what does this mean for Buffalo? Because right now, if the playoffs were to start today, Buffalo is the number 7 seed. If this was the old playoff format, Buffalo would be out of the playoffs. But because of the 7 teams per conference, they are now sitting at the 7 seed.
And the Minneapolis Colts is hanging right on up in there, like I said they would.
But Indianapolis is out right now.
Yeah, but I'm talking about they right there though.
Yeah.
Look at the standings, they're right there.
Yeah. But my question is, like Ray Lynn was just saying, when we get to week 16, 17, 18, what does this mean? Like, is New England going to win their division? We all, at the beginning of the season, said this is Buffalo's division. And I'm not pushing the panic button. I am no way off of Buffalo. I still believe in them. But the facts are the facts. Right now, it's like Big Brother came back and took his spot. And Big Brother ain't even in the picture. He down here in Tampa whooping up on the Giants right now, 27-10. So, I mean, what does it say about Buffalo?
I mean, I said this Thursday or Wednesday on our show last week that this game that I think we all knew the Patriots were probably going to win that game, but that this game, the Colts and the Bills game, was going to be way more telling about their division. But also, it was Jonathan Taylor that beat the Bills. It was not Carson Wentz that beat the Bills. Carson Wentz went for 11 and 20, 106 yards, 1 touchdown. At this point in time, he was looking like a game manager. Now, Jonathan Taylor, he had 32 carries, 185 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Like, that's just a ridiculous stat line. Are they going to be able to maintain that going forward? Is Carson going to be able to just manage the game, and are their pieces going to be able to shine? So I don't have the answers on Indy, but I am questioning Buffalo at this point.
Well, Megan, as much as I would love to chime in and pick on Carson Wentz, as you know, if Buffalo can't stop the run, why are you going to do anything else? As a coach?
No, true. Very true.
Literally, Jonathan Taylor had a career day. And again, we all love this draft. When the Colts drafted him, Eric was like, oh, this kid's going to be huge. And that new defense that they had. And look, I mean, watching Jonathan Taylor in college, I'm like, I think he can be big too. Now, here's what I'll say. For the Bills, you're right. I'm not on the panic button. Do they need to straighten some things out, get some guys back, and they need to run the ball better? I mean, that's the thing. Last year, they were able to cover stuff up. I know defenses are taking away digs. One thing with Jonathan Taylor will be interesting to see. As much as Eric knows, I'm going to hate to make this next statement. When the Colts play the Patriots, Jonathan Taylor ain't running all over the defense like that. Like they'll probably make Carson Wentz try to beat them. Now, can Jonathan Taylor get his? Yes, he will get some, but it's not going to be. I don't think it'll be like that. How this comes back to the Bills is the Patriots schedule too. They still got to play the Titans, who after a performance like that, I don't want to be the next team to see Mike Vrabel's Titans. Like, I get Tannehill's still quarterback, yes, and I get there's no Derrick Henry. But I don't want to. I wouldn't want to be in Titans practice all week. I'll say that. Even as a competitor, I'd be like, don't sign me up for that. They got the Titans, they got the Colts, they got the Bills twice. I mean, a lot of Patriots blogs, like, they're already back on the Kool-Aid, and I saw some things they're going to go 4-0. Those fans are outside their mind. I don't think they beat Tennessee. At this point with Buffalo, I was going with the sweep, Eric, but I think they split with Buffalo. I think each team wins at home because, to your point, it's always a division game. But I'm with Ty. I mean, you got to look out for the Colts, but they still have to finish a whole game above the Titans. And I'm sorry, I just don't see that happening because since the Titans swept them, like, the Titans are in control. Now, yeah, if they lay down and play like they did yesterday, it'll be a different story. But the Colts got work to do because of the Patriots and because of, I can't believe I'm going to say this either, guys, the Bengals.
But they don't only have to worry about the Patriots, though, because, I mean, they're a game back from the Bengals, the Chargers. I mean, a lot of teams in that joint got 4 losses. They only got 5 losses. So it's not like they're way down there. I mean, they're only I
know, but when you start
win 2 games and somebody else loses 2 games. I mean, we've seen it with the Kansas City Chiefs. They went from last to first.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers are right. I get it.
Everything's so tight right now. Even in the NFC, everything's 1 or 2 games. I mean,
you know what bothers me about the NFC? If the playoffs were to start today, Dallas is 3 and Minnesota is 6. And I would have to pick a winner between those 2 teams.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You just pick Minnesota, dog. You stay with. No, you don't get to choose Dallas this time. You are with.
He's not coming over here with Kirk with first cousins, man.
Oh no, he's gonna have. I'm gonna
say he's not invited to the cookout.
Is you a Niners fan or what?
No, I'm a Niners fan, but I like since everybody don't like Cousins. I like when people don't like somebody. Like I ain't start liking LeBron until I figured out LeBron had so many haters.
So he came to your team. That's when you started liking LeBron. Is when he came. I started realizing. It's fine. If he would have came to my team, I would be forgiving.
No, I started looking at some things from LeBron's fans' point of view. And I started realizing, like, dang, you really got like some LeBron haters. LeBron could give out 1 million scholarships, and jokers would be like, "Well, he got all this money. He could have gave out 5 million scholarships." Like,
no.
I know what you think about
LeBron. Don't like the man.
I've never ripped him for that. I think that's awesome, but I'm just saying a lot of his press conferences, a lot of his stuff, it's gotten better. But Ty, I could send you a highlight reel of LeBron just being a total jackass in press con saying things and ripping people, but no one talks about that. If certain people would have said it, they got ripped on. I'm just saying.
We're going to move on to my last topic. Go ahead, Raylan. I'm going to give you the final word.
Oh, on this, so we talking Buffalo Colts, right?
Yes, sir.
And how this game reflects. First off, I think the Colts can catch the Titans. Like I said, them 2 losses are really going to come back and hunt the Titans. And if anybody hasn't paid attention, they just took a page out of the Titans playbook. Colts started the season 1-4, and now they're 5 out of their last 6. This is a really interesting stat line. In their losses, in their 5 losses, Taylor, 56 yards, 51 yards, 64 yards, 53 yards, 70 yards. In their wins, Jonathan Taylor, 103 yards and a touchdown, 145 and a touchdown, 107 and a touchdown, 172 and 2 touchdowns, 116 and a touchdown, 185 and 4 touchdowns. They basically come and go as he goes. Like, if you at the beginning of the season, if you said who are the top running backs in the game, you'd have heard Henry, you'd have heard McCaffrey, you'd have heard Kamara. And here we are in week 11, and Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in football. He's going to have a case for MVP. He's going to have, because it's wide open. No quarterback is running away with it. So he's going to have a case. As far as Buffalo, this is very disappointing, especially since they just laid an egg against Jacksonville 2 weeks ago. Same as Tennessee. You can't afford to go out and drop duds and not beat the teams that suspectively you're supposed to. And the one person I think, as far as New England beating Buffalo, the person who this is going to affect the most, and nobody's saying it, is Tom Brady. Because if New England can win that division with a rookie quarterback, it's going to prove what so many people have been saying all these years.
It made my boy Cam look bad, though.
What he make himself look, that's neither here or there. That's neither here or there. Rookie quarterback, and the Bills are coming off a phenomenal season. They got a young studded quarterback. Their offense is just phenomenal. Like, they got weapons everywhere. And you think the Bills are supposed to run away with the AFC East, and people are saying they're going to challenge Kansas City for the AFC. And they might not win their division with a rookie quarterback playing in New England. Go and get Hoodie his props. They're gonna have to get that man his props because they talk bad about him when Tom Brady left and won a Super Bowl. Now you over there losing to Washington. This rookie quarterback over there might win this division.
But like Mike said though, look at their schedule. Look who they played. I mean, I know
play the teams that line up in front of you. That's all you can do.
That's true. That's very true. But they got like the perfect. They got like the perfect. Like if you're predicting who should win and who should lose it week by week.
Though, we're seeing week after week that those games that you think are gimmies. I bet the Steelers thought they was going to beat Detroit. I bet Tampa Bay thought they was going to beat Washington. I bet Buffalo thought they was going to beat Jacksonville. Tennessee thought they was going to beat the Jets. Tennessee thought they was going ain't no gimmies. Ain't no gimmies out here.
Raylan, I 100% agree with you, Raylan, but I will say this about the Colts catching the Titans. The Titans still would have to lose 3 more games basically, and the Colts would not have to lose another game because they swept them. They beat them twice. Like the Colts aren't winning that division. I would definitely bet a lot on that because they're not catching Tennessee.
Tennessee lost the guy who I had at number 1 on my MVP ballot.
Well, absolutely. He was mine too, 100%.
They don't look the same without him.
I don't disagree, but I just don't think
the running back you got now is in a rocking chair.
Right. How bad is your season when you go
not the young kid? I mean, I know they brought Peterson in, but what's that? Who's the young kid that they brought up? Oh, it's gonna kill. Anyway, I know
you're talking about. I know exactly.
It's about McNichols.
No. It's another. God dang it!
I know you're talking about.
Right, but anyway, but that's my point. Like with Tennessee, again, you're right, Raylan. You lose to the Jets. Again, that's my mom's team, so I'm not going to pick on the Jets too much. But I mean, come on, give the Jets props. They punched them in the mouth and they won it in overtime. And then you do turn around and lose to the Texans, which I do say is worse. And again, weather aside, they have to play in that weather. All kidding aside, but yeah, for Tennessee, when I look at them, I see a team that their defense answered the question this first half of the season because we all said, well, a lot of us were saying preseason, like the Colts, it was kind of their division-ish because Tennessee they lost to Dory Jackson. It's like they didn't do a ton on defense and they kind of just went down. But now the defense kind of answered the bell. You've had 2 kind of glitches, whatever you want to say, stinkers, but when they're playing teams, that's what I'm saying, that the Patriots schedule next few weeks is going to be telling because I think their fans will probably lay off. They're going to win the Super Bowl for the first time with a rookie quarterback. But again, I definitely agree with what you're saying, but I just don't see the Colts catching the Titans because basically they have to win out to do that, and I don't see that happening.
All right, any given Sunday, really quick, and then we're going to go to our last topic and get the hell out of here. Over the next couple of games that the Patriots have, you said they have Tennessee, they have the Colts, and they have Buffalo twice. So everybody real quick, I just want a record. Over those 4 games, what do you think New England's record is going to be with those 4 games? Megan, I'm going to start with you, and we're going to go around the clock.
I think they could go 3-1, but more likely 2-2.
All right. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll say 3-1. Ty, what about you?
I got 2-2 as well.
Mike?
Well, I guess I'll go low. I'm saying 1-3.
Okay. Jarrell?
I see them losing to Buffalo twice, and then that went out. Yeah, I'm about like you, man.
2-2?
Yeah.
All right, Raylan?
Go big or go home. They going 4-0 over the next.
He's
going 4-0 over the next 4.
Raylan's got to be the Patriot blogger I saw.
Okay, so my last question of the night, and I want to thank everybody. Sports Reporters Without Pay, Raylan joining me, 806 in the Sip Off, Megan Price. Say it again, Ty Ray, Mike Caratonuto, Believe in the Pac-12 podcast, and Jarrell's Journal of the Future, Dr. Jarrell Heslip. Last question of the night. Should Baker Mayfield be benched? I'm going to give everybody 30 seconds. I'm going to put y'all all on the screen individually because I want to hear this, but y'all each get 30 seconds to say yes or no and why. And Raylan, I'm going to start with you. Should Baker Mayfield be benched?
It won't take me 30 seconds. The answer is yes, because he's not a very good quarterback. I said this on the last show when we talked about Odell Beckham and him not getting the ball. Like Baker, he's just not very good. Like, again, he had a big name coming out of college. He's better at commercials than he is football. I don't know what the hype is surrounding him. Cleveland was semi-good last year, and people love wins, so they start putting all this pressure, and he's going to do this and that. I've never thought Baker's very good. Bench him. Can't do no worse.
Megan Price, you're up.
I think if it's for his health, yeah, you go ahead and bench him, not because he's awful. He's not great. I don't think any of us ever really thought he was going to be a great quarterback. They live and die by the run game over there. But who's their backup over there? Does anybody know?
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum? No, I definitely don't think that Baker is worse than Case Keenum. Now, if it's a health issue, then yeah, definitely bench him. But I definitely think Baker's better than Case Keenum at this point in his career.
My man Tyree.
Knowing Eric, he would probably take Case Keenum and Baker Mayfield over Kirk Cousins. But anyways, can't bench him, man. I'm not putting Case Keenum in. I mean, as long as Nick Chubb and your backs are healthy, they'll be able to run, and he'll be able to be the game managers that he's always been.
All right, Mike Caratenuto.
Yeah, I mean, look, in the NFL, we always appreciate toughness. And, I mean, I know you said Matthew Stafford earlier when he got that contract. That guy took a beating in Detroit. I know he stayed on the field. So, look, for Baker Mayfield, I admire, trying to play through it. Are you hurting your team? I mean, Trevor Siemian, is he really going to help you? To make his point, they run the ball. For his health, I mean, I think I would bench him for a week and just kind of let him exhale. But, I mean, I think, again, he can be a good quarterback with that running game.
Trevor Siemian?
He meant to say Case Keenum. Jarrell.
Case Keenum, sorry.
I totally agree with Mike, man. If you're trying to throw away the season, go ahead and put Case Keenum in, but Baker's going to give you your best shot with him knowing the offense. They're 6-5 now. Whatever you're going to do, keep Baker in and go on for next year. He's definitely on the hot seat, in my opinion, though. I would play him, though, this year.
Okay. Just wanted to get everybody's thoughts on that. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining me here tonight on the Sports Arena. You won't see the Sports Arena until next Monday because we taking off for Thanksgiving so we can celebrate and be with our families. So everybody on the pleasure, thank y'all. Much love. Please be safe. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. And again, let me run them down for everybody. Sports Reporters Without Pay. My man, Mr. Rayland. Make sure you check him out. Subscribe to his YouTube page. That brother does a lot of in-depth breakdown on plays and analysis, and I really appreciate it. I learned something from watching some of your episodes, sir, but I appreciate you very much. And as always, you're welcome to be on the show whenever you have an opportunity to join us. To my girl, 806 in the sip-off, the NBA carousel. Ooh, almost gave away our secret project we got working on. The NBA carousel, Miss Megan Price, Dallas Wings journalist, a lot of stuff going on. WNBA next season is going to be lit, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. To the future, Dr. Jarrell Heslip, this brother is grinding every single day. I see you and your little girl in the gym working out, getting cut, getting right, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. Girl dad, that's beautiful. I love that, man. And congratulations on all your success. I know you got some great guests coming through on your show soon, so make sure you check him out. Believe in the Pac-12 podcast, my brother, Mike Caratenuto. I'm coming to Phoenix next year, Mike, just so you know, because when the Mercury play the Sky, I'm going to need a couch. But we going to the game. So get ready because that's fitting to happen. And then last but not least, I would play his 30-second clip for y'all, which I might do after this anyhow. But tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m., Facebook, YouTube, all social media facets, Mr. Tyree, the producer, the host, along with Chuck, James Harris, and, of course, the mouth of the South, if you will, Avery Grays. But I have to say this, for all that Avery does talking, I love this. Still probably the best segment I've seen in career over. It's one of my favorites, and I enjoy each and every time I get to hang out with y'all and just talk because Chuck being the smart one that he is, James being the just dysfunctional Dallas fan, Avery continually wanted to run his lips. Ty, you have a great cast, man, and y'all boys have been doing a lot. Keep up all the great success. I'm excited to see what the future holds for y'all. That's going to do it for your man, Eric Wilson. And you know what? Everybody stay blessed. We love y'all, and we out. Peace.